What is going on? It's that time of day. Actually, last week I was not able to record an episode because sometimes you just get a little bit busy, and the lovely lady behind the camera, that would be Linda Roy, wasn't around, so I kind of didn't do an episode. So I'm going to combine a couple of shots from last week and some from this week, and it's May 5th today, so let's check it out. What did I shoot? Well, there was a lot of rain happening in the last couple of days. And this is the Custom House Square in New Bedford. And I know I've said this quite a few times, but sometimes you see something and it's just sitting there and it's just missing something. And all it needs is patience. So literally I sat there for a couple of hours. And luckily this guy walked across Custom House Square Park and straight through. And I was just lucky that the stride was directly in the middle. But if you're not there, you can't be lucky, right? So position yourself, be patient. It will happen. You just need to let it happen. This was also very cool. I found out that the Special Olympics were going to have their event at the Tabor Academy in Marion, Massachusetts. So I'm like, you know something, I'm going to go check it out. So these kids, it was fun because it was the Special Olympians and the Tabor Academy students were all, playing together and having fun together. And I think that is what the Special Olympics are all about. And, that inclusiveness was really amazing. And I found these kids playing bocce ball. So what do you think I did? Of course, I got on the opposite side of where the ball was, right? So this kid here, you can see him, he's rolling his ball to try to get as close as possible to this one here. But there's just something about the symmetry of this particular photograph, how it starts and it crests right on his arm that leads you straight down to the ball. Pure chance in the sense that this is what he did. I mean, I had no control over anything, but if you see something, position yourself so that the odds are great that something cool is going to come out of it. Oh, and by the way, I should also note, shortly after I took this photograph, there was a bunch of kids kicking soccer balls around, and I had my camera up like this. Well, I don't know where the soccer ball came from, and it was hit really hard. It hit the front of my camera, that pushed it into my eyeball, and I had a black eye for days. But it's all good, I got a good picture. It's fun because a lot of times you'll see I like using a wide angle lens, and this is completely the opposite. This is actually using a 300 millimeter 2.8. And I saw this gentleman on a pier, and there was a really foggy morning. And I shot it from one angle and from the other angle, really, really far away to try to compress that space, have that whiteness, and just a little hint at a dark in the background. And all of a sudden, the guy caught something, so it just added to the dimension of the photograph. But I also shot pictures from the other pier on the other side this way, with the city in the background. But there was just something better about the starkness of that background. This was in Westport, and this was already this week, so was that other picture. Again, I was driving, and there's a vineyard out in Westport Rivers, and I noticed that the guys were fixing the vine lines, which is what all these horizontal white lines are. And they basically affix the vine to it so that it can grow. Because if you don't do that, the vine becomes like a huge bush. It looks pretty ugly. So by doing that, then the grapes can grow on it. But it's, again, and this was shot with a very long lens as well. It compresses that space and it gives you, if you look at it, it's almost like a barcode, right? The lines are more separated and then they become denser and denser and denser until literally there's tiny little lines that you have to literally read between the lines to figure out what's happening. The fact that this guy's wearing an orange jacket really makes the picture, because if he was wearing a white jacket, it would not translate at all. This I shot yesterday, and I had gone to UMass Dartmouth for something else, and I noticed this little gap, and these students kept on walking by this. This is a cherry blossom tree, and we know that we really want the spring to finally arrive. Like any second spring, if you're out there, please come, because we are tired of cold. Okay? And it's just a play on color, but the idea of getting him exactly inside this triangle, it adds to it. It really creates the composition. And this was just a few minutes ago. I found out that the Fishing Heritage Center was doing some students were going by and they were talking to them about the importance of safety out at sea. And this is a survival suit. And I shot this picture and she's like squeezing into the thing. All I could think of is the safety dance. That's all I could think of, right? So, I mean, every single day matters, every picture matters, and you have to be lucky. But like I said earlier, if you're not in the right position, then you just can't be lucky. See you.